Okay, guys, let me introduce you to today's guest. She is a certified personal trainer, working full-time in the corporate world. She is a competitor, NPC Bikini National winner. My teammate, Maria Nemethy. Hi, girl. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm so excited to have you on. I am so thank you for making this happen because I know you're super busy and I am appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you for having me. I am honored to have been on this show with you. This is awesome.
Yes, it's maybe your first podcast, or am I saying right? Have you ever been on any podcasts before?
No, so forgive me.
Okay,
First
that's cool. Yeah, we have something new here
time.
now. Yep. Okay. And before we're gonna get in some questions, I get ready for you. I want to kind of like my followers and anyone who listen out there get to know you better. So can you just tell a little bit of where you're from and what do you do for living?
So I live in Orlando, Florida. Basically born and raised here. I work full time, actually in the middle of prepping and everything going on. We bought a house and I switched jobs as of 2 weeks ago. So I'm currently
Oh,
in training. I do healthcare recruiting coordination. So it's a full career change for me, but I'm excited. It's something I wanted to do for a while. So yeah, we're just making moves this year.
wow, that's awesome. Yeah, and you was growing and raised in Florida. How cool is that? It's an amazing state. Is it good weather right now?
Actually, it's been beautiful. So April is actually, I was just on the phone with my mom, getting my steps in this evening. We were talking about how April is probably one of the best months in Florida because you're not getting into rainy season yet. It's not stupid hot outside yet. So it's been really pretty here lately. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
been great.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, of course, I want to know how you get into the bodybuilding. So, can you tell a little bit more how you start your fitness career?
So I was growing up, I was a competitive gymnast, then switched over to competitive cheerleading. But in between that, my mom was actually into going to the gym. And I remember when I was 15, I had asked her if I could start going with her. And I had to go with her to the gym. But I started going with her and basically fell in love with the gym atmosphere. World Gym was the first gym I went to. I actually worked for a couple gyms throughout like my high school, college, and I had actually planned on getting my bachelor's in exercise science. You know, things change. Everything happens
Mhm,
for a reason, right?
mhm.
But I did eventually get certified for personal training, and I do that part time as well. But I was always intrigued by bodybuilding and just really didn't know how to get into it. I remember in my early 20s, like, I was still going out and partying with my friends and everything, but I remember just kind of being like interested, but not really doing the research to figure out how I could get into bodybuilding. It wasn't until 2019 that I stuck my foot down and I was like, all right, it's now or never. I need to, I started looking into it a little bit more earlier that year and even actually at the end of 2018. And I was like, I just need to do it. So I hired myself a coach actually for the first time. Hired myself a coach, entered my first show where I won the overall title at Daytona Beach Classic. Went on to do another regional show where I won my class and then went to nationals and placed top 5 there. So I was just hooked after that. I was like, all right, this is for me. I'm going to keep going with this. So yeah, last year was another great season. That's when I hopped on with Paul Ravella as my coach. And yeah, right now we're about almost, we're basically 2 weeks out from Junior USA. So yeah, I'm
Junior
getting,
USA, you said?
I am, yeah. Well, that's
Wow,
the
it's
plan.
going to be in Florida this year, right?
No, that's actually going to be in Charleston, South
Oh,
Carolina.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
that, girl. That's awesome. Wow, I'm so
I
excited
kind
for you.
yeah. With everything going on, I've kind of kept it on the DL, I guess. Like I haven't really talked about it so much on Instagram. Only recently have I kind of started to like post a little bit more about it. It was just like with the move and the job change and everything. I wanted to stay focused in my element, and then now that I'm kind of more settled, I feel like I can kind of talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel you. Yes, it's really hard when you get so many things going on around you and you have to get ready for a show to actually, show up on social media and talk about that, because this is something you want to do last. You want to concentrate on yourself and then making sure you put 100% into your prep. So I'm actually appreciate that. I'm not about go to the social media and post every day picture updates when I'm getting ready for a show, right? We want to kind of
Right.
keep this all, because we also feel insecure sometimes when we get ready for a show. Because anyone who listen out there, they have to know that we look good on a stage, on a stage day, on a stage at that moment. It doesn't mean we look good all the way
Yeah.
around the prep, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you have, as I do right now, just like dead face. You're just
Yeah,
tired. You get, you're depleted. You're tired. You're exhausted. Like you said, the last thing you want to do is spend any extra energy just posting on social media. You'd
yeah,
rather that go to your prep and focus on that instead, which is ultimately the most important thing, is
yeah,
focusing
no, for
on
sure.
the best you can do.
Okay, that's an incredible story of your journey. And I just want to know, so as I understand, you won your first show. It was not the first you participate, right?
No,
The
that was my
show,
first thing I ever did.
yeah. How did you felt when you won your first show?
um I had no idea going into it, so I literally reached out. I reached out to my coach like, hey, I think I want to try competing. I've never done it before, but I'm always in the gym, so might as well, work out with more of like a goal in mind. I might love it, I might hate it. And by show day, when I remember being backstage and I met some incredible people back there. And I met them actually through social media first and a couple posing seminars.
Mhm.
And they came up to me and they were just like, wow, like you look incredible. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, like it's my first show. I don't know what I look like. Like all these other girls look really good too. You get back there and you're like, everyone looks so good.
Yeah.
And a couple coaches come up to me like, you're gonna win this thing, right? And I'm just like, nah, I don't know. And sure enough, I won my class, and then I had a sticker. Like I was just like, what? Okay, like this is amazing. And
Uh-huh.
then when we did the overall, my coach was like, all right, now you got to go out there for the overall. And sure enough, my name got called again, and I just remember just being like flooded with like emotion of just like, wow, like I did that. It was just, it's a feeling you can't even really explain. I don't know. It felt amazing. It felt surreal. Like I didn't expect it at all, to be honest. Like I didn't even know if I was gonna like getting up on stage. That's where I was at. I mean, I had a slight feeling I would, but just coming from like a competitive cheerleading gymnastics background, I was like, could be something I really like. But yeah, I had no idea. And then when that happened, I was just like, all right, what do we do next? I remember like the second I got off stage, I was like, okay, what show are we doing next? Because now I'm qualified for nationals, but I want to get on stage a little bit more. So I did a couple weeks later, I did the Clash, and I didn't win the overall there, but I did win my class there. So I was
Mhm.
proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's tell you something in you. If you won your first show, I think you're in the right spot and you're talented in something, because not every girl out there go and then won first show overall. That's an incredible story to tell. Have you ever have a posing coach on that first show? How you figure
Um,
out your posing, your suit, your hair, because this is all the bikini is so hard.
That is very true. So that's another thing. Like, before when I started looking into it, it was almost overwhelming because I'm like, where do I buy a suit? What do I do about tanning? Like, even.
Mhm.
And my coach, my first coach, she really helps me with like every step of that way. She hooks me up with like the bikini company I'm with, KH Customs, who I love. She told me about, I actually did my hair and makeup my first season. I think that was the greatest thing.
Yeah, you can say it
No,
if you want to.
huh?
If you want to, you
What was
can say it. If you want to, you can say it.
that? Who? What?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can say. If you don't want, you don't need to say it. That's okay.
Oh no. My hair and makeup was fun. I did my own hair and makeup, but she like sent me like tutorials for like my makeup.
Oh wow,
Um,
you did by your own. Awesome.
yeah. So I did my own makeup. I did my own hair that season. I got my tan done, but she really guided me on that, which I will forever be so appreciative of that because that's a huge step in the whole entire competition is
Yeah.
just being stage ready, stage presence, and when it came to posing, she helps me with my posing. Now I do pose with Dayraja Hill. So I actually have posing with her this weekend. So just kind of tweak some things. But so that first season, my coach definitely, she helps me in a lot of areas. So it was really
Okay,
good.
that's an it's awesome story. Thank you so much for sharing all this. So if this coach was so great, how you ended up to change your coach and why you decided to try it out something new and then, ended up with the Paul Revere.
So I ended up with Paul. So actually, through social media, through YouTube, you're on the cardio for hours. So I found his YouTube channel, and like everybody else, I was religiously like watching his videos. And this is in like my first season too, just a couple months into it. And started following him. I actually met some of his competitors at the Clash, my second show, and they were just the nice. So I went to that show by myself. I was alone, but some of his girls were there, and they just took me in, like, just were so welcoming because I'm sitting there on the floor for hours by myself, and we ended up talking, and they told me who their coach was, and just we just kept, till this day, like I still talk to them, and so we just kept a really good connection. And I really like the way his strategy, I mean, he's got tons of experience, Paul, throughout the years, and I just liked his whole approach to how he preps, and he really pays attention to health. And I mean, from health to stage presence, like I felt like there were some things I definitely could have improved on or needed some more guidance on, in both areas, from just like my health, where I was going with, and my stage presence wasn't completely there, and I just felt like he was the person that I needed, like
Mhm.
that's what I needed to help. And so I reached out last season and been working with him now ever since, and I don't regret it. It's been
Awesome. Yeah, that's
yeah.
amazing. So, did you use the flexible dieting approach with your first coach as well, or this is something that you come up with the poll?
I did not. So I was actually on a meal plan
Mhm.
with my first coach, which it was, I mean, I enjoyed most of my meals. But it definitely was more stressful, especially because like I'm a perfectionist. So I was like everything to the T, like everything that she gave me, I was doing. Now it's just once I got more comfortable with the idea of flexible dieting, and creating my own meals, it's just been a huge game changer. Just like one day, you know, I want to sub out my carbs with something else, another carb, like I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I have choices. I don't have to restrict myself. I just have
Yeah.
to stay with my macros and make sure I'm getting like good nutrients and everything. But you know, I now have fun eating like while I'm on prep. Like tonight, I actually have my chocolate protein, the core nutritionals vegan chocolate protein with cream of wheat, and it is like my little nightcap now. Like it is
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, I have
so
it almost every
good.
morning. I just use the other protein, but it's the same thing. Yes, I love it. It's like a chocolate dessert or something. When you just make the
Exactly.
protein with the cream of rice or just an oatmeal, or sometimes I mix with oat
No.
brain. It's like a almost like a cream of rice, oats brain. If you're gonna ever see it, try it. It's called oat brain. It's like a small, almost like a cream of rice, but it's much more healthier and higher in fiber. So you just mix,
Oh,
yeah, with the protein, and it's the same texture like a cream of rice. I just think that is a little higher in fiber, and it's like lower in carbs even than cream of rice, which is cool,
oh,
right?
yes, that's what I want. I will definitely get it next time. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
actually, yeah. Oh,
it's
that's
been
awesome.
amazing. The flexible dieting is great. I love it too, and I promote it as much as I can. So anyone who is listening us right now, prep is hard. It doesn't mean that prep is easy, right? But by using the flexible dieting approach, you can really change mind how to you looking on your meal plate, and your food relationship is not going to be as much mess up as they can be messed up with a meal plan. So I want to now ask you, after your first show, how was your reverse? Have you have any problem and some type of those crazy food relationships? What girls can get after the crazy diets and a show prep?
So I think the first season, I was eating a lot. Like when I say like after nationals, or going into nationals. So I was always able to reverse into the show. Like every time we realized, oh, we can go a little leaner, we can go a little leaner, but I was still able to reverse. I remember I was eating like 3 full bagels a day plus like rice on top of it. I think my carbs were at like 300 grams of carbs a day, leading into the show. They were crazy high. So, but still with that, and last year I think we got pretty close last year too. I think I was around like 280 my
Mm-hmm.
last show, for 280 grams of carbs. So I never felt like, I was always eating. Of course, like you're still hungry. Like people are like, how are you hungry? You're eating so much, but your body, your metabolism's just so revved up that it just wants more. And but I will say, like my first reverse was a little rough. Like I am one. Right now I have cookies in my freezer, and I split after prep. I'll split a cookie, maybe a couple nights a week with my boyfriend. We'll split a cookie after dinner. Nothing crazy, but the first prep reverse was definitely a little bit more difficult just because I didn't know what to expect. Like I tried my best, but I definitely learned from that I was like, because the goal was, okay, let's just get back to a healthy weight. But I think we gauged my weight more than it needed to be, because once I got there, I just wasn't comfortable. I was like, I don't feel better. Like I just kind of feel like I'm overindulging basically, which I
Mm-hmm.
was. I did definitely much better reverse this last season, where knowing that I was going to compete pretty soon afterwards. But so I definitely, tried to be a little bit more strict on myself. I still had my treats. I still had, my untracked meal once or twice a week, depending on where I was at. But I definitely tried to stay on track a lot more. And again, with the flexible dieting, you can create meals that you actually enjoy. And it's so good for you just like mentally to like be able to appreciate what's on your plate. Maybe it's not as much as you maybe would like to eat sometimes, but it's there and you can enjoy it. So yeah, I think I'm getting a lot better at reversing. Let's do that.
No, I'm happy to hear that, because you know how hard sometimes it could be for girls out there. So I want to, ask you this question, how you deal with that, the struggles of the show, but you have a goal in mind, and that's, I think, really help you, because you just said that you was knowing that you're going to compete soon, right? And that's helping you to stay on the track, or you have already like, oh, I want to show what next, right? So that's
Right.
definitely help you so much. And I just curious, because I think we compete last show together, right? So how long your off season was this year? Because did Olympia 2020 was your last show of the last year, or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the last show. So I really had January, so what, half of December, January, February, and then really at the end of February, we started getting a little bit more strict. And then, yeah, March, April. I think it will be a total of like 12 weeks that we were like in the nitty gritty. But, 14 weeks out, 15 weeks out, I was still very conscious like of what I was eating, and trying to stick to my macros as much as possible. But once that 12 weeks hit, like I was like, all right, done. Like this is what I'm eating. And, it's stuck to my plan ever since. So, yeah, definitely, having those goals in mind helps. I'm not going to say that reverse is easy ever, because, like my first reverse, it's difficult. Even, I mean, every reverse is just difficult when you start to see yourself put on a little bit more weight after seeing yourself so lean, even though it's not sustainable. Like you cannot stay that percentage of body fat. It's just not healthy for us. So, you start to gain a little bit over the weeks, and it can definitely affect you, even though it's funny because like I'll basically battle with myself. I'll be like, this needs to happen. But I'm like, oh, is it happening too fast though? Am I doing it too fast? Like, am I eating too much? But it's just you go out here, you'll figure it out. Like, you have to gain that little bit, that weight to get back to a healthy weight. But it's definitely messes with your mind a little. So it's never easy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely know what you mean, because I compete too. But the funny thing is about me personally, I don't like how I'm looking when I'm so lean. So
Really?
yes, I like myself when I'm kind of in between, when I'm going off the season and I'm not fully hit my, a full body look of normal body fat, I would say, and weight, but kind of in between, I love the most. But everyone around and all my photographers, my husband, has actually love me and like how I look when I'm off season completely. So this is something interesting, because I have a lot of friends, also competitors and IB pros, and they're like, I like when I'm shredded and blah blah blah. And even Paul, he getting crazy shredded his athletes, right? And when I start working with him, every time I was complaining like, Paul, I'm too lean, I am too lean, Paul. He's like, you're not. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I'm too lean. Doesn't look good. I'm look too skinny. I look like I'm gonna have and pass away soon. Like, so I actually don't like. So for me, when I gain weight, I'm getting happier after the show. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I'm sharing this with you because it's kind of a different perspective. So I like to have, bigger butt and bigger boobs. And I don't care if I don't see my six packs. No one care about six packs, especially males. They care about boobs and your booty. So grow, yeah, so
You bring up
gain
a
this
great
weight,
point.
girl, gain it, and then
Yeah.
don't regret it. Everyone's like big butt and big boobs, No, I'm
Well,
serious.
it's funny you bring that up because I love when I'm shredded. I just love the definition and seeing it. I get so pumped on it. But my boyfriend, he's like, having sharp glutes is not attractive, babe. He's like,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah, I'm
attractive.
telling you.
He's like, he likes my off-season body too. So he's just
Yeah.
like, no, you lost your butt, but come off season, it's coming back.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. Yeah, so that's absolutely true. And this is a really hard. We always have this self-love problems. We so hard on ourselves and any shape, in any weight, we're trying to struggle with that. So this is something we have to always remember. Love yourself in any shape and any weight, right? So for everyone listen out there, maybe you can have any advice how you deal with that. What's helped you to love yourself even off season or when you shred it, like you said you have these battles in your head, right? But what is actually helping you to to don't get crazy about this?
So, like when I'm gaining weight, I mean, I just know that I'm doing it for everything is for a reason. When I'm getting shredded, so to speak, it's for a show. It's for that specific goal in mind. But when I'm reversing, it is because I know that the goal is to be as healthy as I can be. And being where I was at, where I think is like, oh, I look so cool being shredded, it's not sustainable. And I need to get back to a healthy me. And, make sure everything like your hormones are right and everything. So, I think that's another goal. Your one goal might be to get on stage. The other goal is just to be your healthiest self. So that I think helps a lot just because, like I said, yes, I do, when I'm gaining weight, I am like battling, like, oh, I don't want, I'm gaining too much. Oh, this is good for me. Like, ultimately, the goal is to get healthier. And also, that's how you're going to get stronger. I'm not going to get stronger when I'm at X amount of body fat.
Yes.
For stage, you're not going to get stronger. So if I want to build more muscle, especially in my off season, I had a very short off season, but in that short time frame that I had, like I made sure like I trained my hardest, especially when it came to hip thrust. I
Mhm.
wanted my butt to just fill out just a little bit more. So I'm hoping when I step on stage in a couple of weeks that I can see a little bit of an increase there because I really did work my booty off. So that's the other goal. It's not trying to get as lean as possible or as lean as I need to be. It is getting healthy and stronger. So
Yeah, that's
I
an
think those.
awesome. And I like that you bring it up the goal because that was my next question. So what the next goal of Maria Nemethy are? What your goal is right now?
Well, and I'm hoping that I can get a pro card this season. So
Hey.
that is the goal. That is what I'm working for. It, and if it happens, it happens. The time will come. My time will come. I know, but that is my goal,
Mhm.
and I'm to it. That is my goal. And then after that, I do want to have a nice, good off season to build a little bit more in my glutes, like I had mentioned, and just bring in it next time I step on stage. I want my physique to be more like even better than the last time. That's
Yeah,
always the goal. So,
awesome.
yeah.
Have you have any feedback from the judges from your last season, from your last show?
I didn't actually get it back from the Amateur Olympia. The other two shows, or I guess 3 shows I did get feedback and it was always the same. It said, come in the same, don't get any leaner. So, so that was kind of okay. We'll come in the same, just don't get any leaner. So we tried.
Yeah.
We're close, but you know what? It wasn't my time yet. So that's what I know. I'm promising, or sticking to my time will come,
Yeah,
and then
no, it's so good. It's good set. I like when people take time and then grow, and then you doing this already. How many years? How many years you compete?
just the two. Yeah, because we're 21, so only 2 years.
Yeah, so it's only 2 years. Oh my God, you have so much in common, and I'm sure you're gonna get it this year. finger crossed. You worth it. Your physique is amazing. I think I saw you first time, I think on Olympia, and I was like, whoa, that girl. I didn't even know you compete only 2 years. You have a tons of muscles. I think like your, your childhood, your experience with your mom, and then your gymnastic background is built some of the physique already before you even get into the bodybuilding. You look really good. So I am wishing you whole luck. I know 2 weeks out is kind of really crazy. You're gonna start freaking out because this is the hardest week actually, right?
In there,
For
yeah.
your physique, right?
I've definitely been in feeling the little deficit these last few days. I'm like, oh, I woke up this morning at 4:30 for the gym, starving at 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, the sun hasn't even come up and I'm already hungry.
Yes.
So like, all right, I think we're close.
Yeah, that's crazy hard. So I actually want to ask how you manage all of this. So you have your work, full-time job, you have the competition coming up, and then you said you're doing the personal training as your part-time job. And then when you text me, guys who listen out there or watch video, like she said, oh, I cannot do as late because I have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning for the gym. So if I will meet you later, it's not going to be good because I'm not going to sleep enough. And I was like, what? Are you crazy? 4:30 in the morning for the gym? I gotta make it work. We have to meet earlier. So how you manage all of this,
So I created a routine. I said, okay, if I want to compete, I need a set schedule for myself. I need to be the most disciplined that I can be. So I tried after going to the gym in the afternoon after work, and I was just tired. And traffic is busier, the gym's busier, so I started going in the morning. And what time I used to work from 8 to 5. Now I'm actually on a 9 to 6 schedule. So that's a little bit nice. That's been really nice actually. So I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I get to the gym by 5 o'clock when they open. I do my training. I do my cardio. I fit it all in during that time. I come back, I shower, I get my breakfast ready, and then by 9 o'clock, I'm starting my day. I'm working all day. I fit my walks in for my steps. I do that on my lunch break. I do that after work, like before our call. I actually had to take a shorter lunch today, so I didn't get as many steps as I normally would at lunch. So I went for a longer walk after work. And then I try, of course, meal prepping on top of that. I just want to, I try to make it easier on myself. So whether that's on the weekend or just in the afternoon on a less busy night. And then I do train a couple of clients on the side. So, but I kept it to, smaller, it's, 5 clients. So I keep it smaller just because I didn't want to overwhelm myself, because shortly after I started doing that, I realized I got a new job opportunity. So that was just a great unexpected thing to happen during prep, especially this close. But, and that's been definitely challenge, but my schedule hasn't changed. I just kept it the same. I'm like, okay, like I work from this time, I go to the gym at this time, and I tend to my clients when I after work, when I tell them that this is my time that we can meet and catch up, and that's how I do it. I just try to stay as
cool. Oh my God. So everyone who listen out there, if you're gonna say you have no time to work out, no, you have time. Look at this Maria Nemethy schedule, right? And then just shut off your mouth. And then I really want to talk about that, because I think this is a great example, girl. You inspire people out there to do your best, because if you can manage it, right? If you can make it work, even in 4:30 a.m., being calorie deficit, doing a lot of cardio and winning the shows and manage your new work. And then you also have a boyfriend. So I know how hard that could be, right? You have spent time with your boyfriend at least sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, like
So,
last night.
yeah.
Last night when we were supposed to do the talk, he reminded me, he was like, no, we were supposed to go to this concert tonight, but you don't have to. And I was like, no, like I need balance. Like I need to make sure that I am also giving you the attention that you need
Yes, of
on
course. So I
everything else.
totally get that. Yes, yes. I was absolutely okay with to reschedule because I know how hard is that. So I'm really inspired by you, and then you and a great example that you can make it work if you really want it. So thank you for showing up today and then tell us this story because it's so hard and you even find time for a podcast at super late at night in Florida. So before I let you go, I know it's kind of taken over time we're supposed to talk, but before you're gonna go, I just want to ask you something you want to share to girl listen out there who, for example, want to start a fitness career, want to be maybe next bikini Olympia, and what would you tell to someone who want to try competing, right? What advice you can give, and in the same time I want to answer you what advice you would be for someone out there who like you looking to get a pro card.
All right. Well, someone who wants to start, I definitely think it's important to know what you're getting into. And I mean that in you, if you want to do well, you need to be 100% committed to the process. Um, and It's all about discipline. If you really want it, then you can do it. And you're going to probably have to make some adjustments in your normal life, socially, schedule, as I talked about. You know, I went from working out in the afternoon to realizing the mornings were way more conducive for my schedule. And it was an adjustment, it wasn't easy. By any means, but once you get into, you create these habits, and you know, long term, they get easier and easier for you to do. But I think going into it, you really need to know what you're getting into and just be 100% committed to it. No excuses. There's no excuses,
Yeah.
because you start making excuses, you get up on that stage, or you cheated on, you know, your diet, or you skipped a workout. When you get up on that stage and you miss it, or you don't place the way you wanted to, that's the, like, you're going to come back to those and be like, you know, I could have probably done better. And that was my biggest fear, was getting up on that stage and being like, oh, I could have done this a lot better, and I would have placed better maybe, or, you know, I would have looked better. So I think that, like, you need to be 100% dedicated and know what you're getting into, for first time competitors. And the same, I think, goes along with someone going for their pro card, or, you know, trying to go far in the sport. You need to be 100% dedicated. Once you're in, like, once you kind of like, I almost like lock myself in. It's like when I said, you know, I started hanging out at like 14 weeks out, 15 weeks out. I was still trying to, you know, stick to the plan, but still we were just kind of like, oh, we're kind of ahead of schedule. But once 12 weeks came and he's like, all right, game time mode, I was like, all right, strap in, this is it. Like, there's no more like messing around, like going over calories here and there. Like, it is to the gram. We're doing this, hitting every, you know, gym session as hard as you possibly can, with as much energy as you can when you're in this calorie deficit. And my energy is not great. But, you know, I'm giving it my all every single time. I'm on the cardio machine with the last 10 minutes, just thinking, oh my God, I just want to eat. When I, like, all I can think about is I just want to go home and eat right now because I am so hungry. But I'm like, you know what? But I got to finish this 10 minutes, and that's what I have to do. So I think it's just knowing that you have to be 100% dedicated the whole entire process. There's no cheating. No cheating.
Yes. Hallelujah. Yes. That was so good to say. No, I really, I have to write down this. I'm just feeling so hungry, but no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to finish this cardio. That was really good to say for anyone who listen out there and doing the cardio. You're going to finish it, guys. Right?
You have to finish it. Just keep walking or whatever you're doing. Just keep going.
Thank you so much for this an amazing advance. And I have to ask last question, what I ask everyone on my podcast. What would you do if that's going to be the last day in your life on this earth?
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. So where am I? Last day. First off, I have to be with my boyfriend and our dog Diamond because they are my world. Without them, like, can't imagine spending my last day without them. So whatever I did, it would have to be with them. We'd probably go get a Gideon's cookie. Because I do love Gideon's cookies. If you are in Orlando, you need to check them out.
Is it vegan cookies? Did they have a vegan option?
Oh, they're not vegan. Well, no, I don't think they are yet.
Yeah, some.
But I know a vegan bakery donut shop around here that I can take you to.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Yes,
I know.
So.
I was there a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, Valkyrie, right?
Yeah.
Valkyrie, yeah. So, I mean, I think if it was my last day, I would just have to spend it with the people I love and somehow appreciate the day.
No,
I was in Hawaii. I'd probably just go swim with the whales or something.
Yeah, that's a credible answer. I love this answer because wherever you do, it doesn't matter for you. You just want to be with the person you love. And that's great. I think that's worth it. It's good answer on this question. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. And then last thing I do with every guest, I don't know if you listen to my previous podcasts, I'm gonna ask you some, just it's not a yes or no, you just have to choose one just to get you know better and then our listeners. So I'm gonna say 2 words and then you have to choose one, okay?
Okay.
So coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Black or purple?
Black.
Gym or outdoor workouts?
Gym all day.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Juice or smoothie?
Smoothie.
Wine or water? Yeah. It's a hard one.
I'm gonna go with water because that's what I drink all day. Obviously, I'm not drinking wine all day. You know, in my off seasons, I haven't even drank a lot of wine or anything, so I'm gonna go water.
Okay. Chocolate or sweet cream?
Chocolate.
Okay. Kiss or hug?
By whom?
By your boyfriend, let's say.
I guess kiss.
Love or sex?
Like hugs. What?
Love or sex?
Love.
Okay, cool. That's it. That was it. I know it's hard, but it's like first thing come to your mind. You don't need to think about that too much, you know?
Yeah. I love it. No, that's awesome. That's so fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maria, to showing up today and spending your time with us. Before you go, please give us a little bit more how we can find you, how our listeners can find you. What is your Instagram or maybe your website? Where are people could follow your journey and see how you're gonna do your first show of this season?
Coming up, you can find me on Instagram, and it's just going to be my name. So it's going to be at Maria Nemethy, Maria, and my last name is Nemethy.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Yes. And I'm going to leave all the descriptions down below in this podcast. So you guys go and check this out. Maria is actually posting a really great content about competing, about reverse dieting and stuff like that, just we talk about. So go and follow her if you didn't follow her yet. And I really thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for showing up and saying yes to this opportunity to talk to you. I want to talk to you more, and then just wishing you all the luck of this season. I really think you're gonna get there. I mean, everything in God's hands. We never know what's gonna be, right? But I want you to feel confident, and I want you to get ready as 100% as you can, because you're worth it, right?
Thank you so much. No, I appreciate it. No, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me on here. This has been so much fun talking with you. And yes, I love it. Thank
Yes, me
you.
too. Okay, I'll see you soon.